This is Money here at Kwanzoo. We are back with episode 39 of our AI GTM talk series. Nice to have you all back. And we have an episode today where I'm here with our head of products, Raabia Thakur. Raabia, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Yeah. Hi, Mani.
Yeah, so Raabia, and you know this, we have an interesting episode for you all. We're calling it Goodbye ABM, Hello Signals Hub. So certainly want to tell you all a little bit more about that. But before we do that, let me quickly tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. At Kwanzoo, we built out the Signals Hub. We offer signal-based pipeline growth solutions for all the way from SMB to mid-market companies. We even have a few large enterprise clients. We have really been a part of the whole journey as the whole industry has been transforming from SaaS and ABM technology to more recently, signal-based technology at both a person level, company level, which we'll get into a little more. So, so what the motivation for us for doing this particular week's talk, and I'll get into that. But before I do that, let me explain a little bit about this talk series in general. So we kicked this off several weeks ago. We bring on either AI GTM tech CEOs who come and talk about specific areas of technology, but they're going in deep, in the go-to-market space and applying AI. Or we bring in revenue leaders, growth leaders who talk about how they are transforming go-to-market at their companies using AI. And where we fit with what we're going to cover today is across customers. Over the last few weeks, we've had multiple CMOs and CEOs reach out to us who are asking us the question, what does the modern AI GTM tech stack look like? And so we have our take on it. So certainly, I want to put that up here as we get into the discussion. And just so you all know, we will be showing quite a bit of tech, product, apps, demo. So plenty of that coming up. So if you can please bear with us. We just want to set some stage, set the context, Raabia, before we get into some of that with everybody who's watching. So I wanted to bring this up first in terms of some things we want to cover. Essentially, this is something is what we're calling the modern AI GTM, tech stack and what that looks like. So if you all see this, you'll notice that something interesting, something new that's happening. The industry and the market overall has gone beyond traditional ABM, which does company level intent and buying signals and so forth, to more at an individual or person level buying signals. And so there's a tremendous opportunity at B2B companies and B2B2C companies in understanding the buyer, aggregating buying signals, whether it's first party intent, second party, third party intent, depending on where you can pick up the signals from. And then feeding those signals into what we have called here as a prospect and customer intelligence hub. So think of it as a larger hub. In mid-market companies, we're seeing people use data warehouses, or they're even implementing highly scalable relational databases, or it could even be CDPs. But they serve as the place where you're housing all of this very rich, valuable behavioral data around prospects and how they are engaging on your website, off your website, on social channels, and so forth. The other thing we're seeing is a tremendous number of workflow approaches, workflow tools that are coming into play. As you can see here, we're showing you at least one of them where you can have signal-based segments that are built off of the intelligence hub. And then you have NA10 and tools like that can be used to build campaign business rules, workflows, and so forth. Notice that there's a blend of the old and the new. You still might have a market automation tech or tool like a HubSpot or similar. You may still have your traditional sales engagement tools like a Salesloft or Outreach. But again, there's a whole suite of newer tools that have come along that can do email delivery, LinkedIn, and so forth. So this is what we're calling the modern AI GTM tech stack. And Rabia, I know that you also been working with me, and we've got a bunch of customers we've been talking to lately that are trying to think about should they keep doing. Essentially, they're not that happy, right, with the traditional ABM tools that they've been using. So they're really trying to map out: can I move to a more of a person level, person based technology like a newer Signals Hub, Signal Stack? And if I do, how do I make sure any of the specific use cases that I'm used to in the ABM world, I can continue to execute on that, right? So I think
Right.
we want to go there next. But before we go there, I do want to tell the folks watching, I want to be clear. Um, ABM as a practice, ABM as a structured way of going after strategic accounts, large accounts, a set of companies, and trying to engage the entire buying committee, buying group. That's absolutely still something you want to do, whether it's your white space accounts, whether it is your upsell, cross sell motion, expansion motion, right, at specific companies. What we're talking about is ABM technology that seems to have fallen way behind in terms of being just company level signals and intent data and so forth,
Right.
while you can really go down to the person level. And I think, Rabia, hopefully we've given people a little bit of a context. Before we get into the ABM discussion, let me do one more thing. I want to just quickly show just a couple of things about when we say Signals Hub, what are we talking about? So
Okay.
people have that clarity.
Yeah.
And then you can elaborate on, what what have we been doing lately to call it bridge the gap between these newer signal-based technologies and the more traditional ABM tech and tools, right?
Okay.
So let's do that. And so I want to just show people just a signal hub and what do we mean by a signal hub. So folks, here's what we're talking about is in all these new signal-based technologies, one of the things you end up doing is you essentially have a tag that you would drop on your website, and then you can start capturing information at a person or a lead level. And the way this tech works is that we have these large cookie pools of third-party cookies that represent people, over 100 million, 110 million professionals all across the US. And then as people come to your website, even if they've never ever filled out a form, we're able to de-anonymize and tell you who they are. The resolution rates, people will tell you 40, 50%. I got to be honest, and this is the reality, which is it can vary by customer, vary by target audience. It can be anywhere from 5 to 40% of your site traffic. And then there's also a way to think about it as a B2B, which is actionable data with a work email, LinkedIn URL, versus B2C, which is like a personal email or a plain email. And then you want to have all these controls so you can capture leads from specific pages. You can tag some of these or categorize some of these leads as being high value, categorize some of these leads as being what we call profile fit. They fit your specific personas of interest, firmographics of interest, and you can also make sure the leads are net new, right? They're not part of a block list of accounts you don't care about or leads you don't care about. Now, how do you, Rabia, maybe as we are on this topic, maybe you can talk about all the things we've done around ensuring the quality of these leads and the ways we're doing data enrichment. Because I think people need to understand that because there's so many of these kind of apps and tools that can do this piece of the signal puzzle, which is the person level intent or interest, right? Identity data from the company website. Can you talk about what are we doing at Kwanzoo that's different from a lot of the other tech and tools out there at the person level for website?
Sure. So yes, so we do get data from, say, the data partners, and we do all the filtration, cleanup of the data. We check which fields are missing, and we have a complete waterfall of other data partners, and we try to, stitch the entire lead record together with the best data, so that whenever the customer is looking through the record, he gets the entire data. Now, there are certain changes which happen. For example, person might have switched the company. So we have, the LinkedIn URL of the person, but the work email is the outdated one, say the previous work email. So we do that kind of enrichment as well. We check the LinkedIn and we do the reverse lookup and try to find the latest work email for that person. So that way, so just to ensure that the record is complete as well as it's totally refreshed, it's not old or outdated. So similarly, for the other fields, we have the firmographics fields, revenue, company size. We try to fill that as well for the company, and yeah. And of course, we do have multiple data partners. We can show the multiple emails or LinkedIn URLs that we have. And if you don't, the customer doesn't find that useful, he can go ahead and enrich it through other available data sources that we have.
And I was noticing, Rabia, obviously we do things like score the emails,
Yes,
make sure people understand deliverability through their market automation, nurture sequences versus one-to-one sales emailing sequences. So I think the point here, folks, is it's not just about, okay, what looked like a nice, looking tool or with some UI. Obviously, you want the experience to be much more designed for growth marketers, revenue leaders, sales leaders. That's certainly what we've built out here, um, which, by the way, is very different than having to do this kind of de-anonymization tech if it's built using kind of a technology like a clay, which is more of a spreadsheet interface and more designed for a GTM engineer or a RevOps person. So there are some of these considerations for you all to think about is, what is the app, what is the tech, what's the tool, and who are the primary users of the tech within your environment. And then beyond that, it comes down to resolution, match rate, data quality, and so on. um, and Rabi, if you want to add something there.
Yes, so same goes for the personal record as well, the B2C record. So that also we try to fill in with all the possible data attributes, even the mobile numbers, we try to give the complete information for that as well. Yes.
Yeah, so and I think then the other thing people will want to know is that you have these point tools that do just this one thing. And what we built out is this entire signals hub, right? And so you have other kinds of signals, especially something very uncommon, very unique, is our off-site intent signals at a person level. So let me bring that up, Rabia, if you can just speak to that for a couple of
Sure.
minutes.
Okay. So yes, so offsite intent leads are the ones. So there are leads who are researching for your some products or some keywords across the web. So there might be certain products or solutions that is similar to your business. So if you know early on that some people are already looking for similar products, so then you have a chance to reach out to them. So that's what offsite intent is. So we capture the topics of your interest, so whatever business is all about. So we have a standard taxonomy of 23,000 keywords. So you search for those keywords and configure them here, and then we'll start finding out leads based on those topics who all have been researching for those brands or products or solutions of your interest. And again, it will go back to the signals hub. You'll see here the leads which are showing intent as well. And if you see here, yeah. So there's one step in between where we show all the leads that we have processed based on your topics. And then you have the option at this step to unlock these leads based on your priorities. It could be location, it could be some firmographics filters or specific topics out of the entire subset of the topic that you have configured. And based on those priorities, or you can just unlock these leads and then you will get the complete information. And then this lead will go here and you'll see it in the signals hub along with the entire data. So the same lead could be a website lead as well. He might have the same lead might have showed up on your website, and it could be an intent lead as well. So we are trying to show a combined view of that lead along with whatever pages he visited on your website and the topics he's interested in across the web. So that ways you'll get a complete picture of that lead. Yeah.
So Rabia, I know now we've given folks a sense of what does it mean to have a signals hub. What does it mean to have signals off of your website and signals that are off your website across 90,000 media properties, media websites? Why don't I now bring up the slide? I think maybe you can talk people through around what we learned about ABM technologies and what are some typical use cases of how ABM tech is being used on the sales side of the house.
Okay.
Because that's really the part where we've actually built out a bunch of new things so that people can seamlessly move from an ABM platform or tech over to this type of signal based tech. Is that
Right.
right? So I want to bring that up and maybe you can speak to that. Go ahead. My apologies. I think I got to bring up the other one. So 1 second. Let me take it to the. Yeah, go ahead, Rabia. Uh, you want to talk about ABM tools versus Signals Hub?
Yes. So, so how the ABM tools are being used currently? So they have, so as you know, so the ABM tools, they'll help identify the accounts. So you'll see the accounts resolved on the website using these traditional ABM tools. So what the sales team they have to do is they take these accounts and they have their own filters for the title keywords. So they manually they have to do the queries on these accounts versus the title keywords and then find out certain contacts in those accounts that are useful, and then those contacts are then pushed into their Salesforce and then they can reach out to them. So that's how the entire process works when you have data from the ABM tools. Versus now, if we talk about Signals Hub, so at the first step, it's not just the accounts. With the Signals Hub, you'll get the entire PII information. You'll get the website visitors, offsite intent leads, other signals, social signals as well, along with the complete information, along with the email, business email, LinkedIn URL, uh, everything for that user. So that's the first step. Second, we automatically set it up in our platform so that you enters your relevant title keywords, and automatically it will get expanded. You have the list of contacts, accounts, or the contacts or the leads that have shown up on the website. We'll extract the account list from there and then automatically expand it to all the relevant titles in that contact in that account. So all that is very dynamic and AI driven. Nothing is manual here. So not like the traditional ABM tools where you have to, so come every day, search for those accounts, and then do the query manually and then write into Salesforce. So here it will be all rule based and automated. As soon as you get some leads and it fits your criteria, it will be added in the buying group expansion. We'll get the additional contacts as well. And next important thing is enrichment. In the traditional ABM tools, they'll just get the contact as it is. But with Signals Hub, you'll get the entire contact list, which is fully enriched with all the data attributes and which has been run through the waterfall enrichment, which we just talked about. And once that's done, and then we automatically write these leads on contacts into the Salesforce. So nothing manual, no intervention required. So you'll get everything directly into your Salesforce account, and then SDRs can start actioning those leads as well as those accounts.
Rabia, next up, maybe you can give a quick demo of some of these capabilities that are now available. I think folks will probably find that interesting as to how do you have leads that can be in the Signals Hub? How can the leads flow into Salesforce? I think that's one area. How you might do buying group expansion using. I think we have a Playmaker, which can you can maybe demo some of that. Maybe we can go there.
Sure.
And. I should probably stop sharing my screen. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now we have the signals hub here, and if we first step, you start getting the leads. The data is here; it's fully enriched, and now you want to write these leads into your Salesforce account. So we have third-party connectors. You click on Salesforce, and it's auto authenticated. And then going to the field mappings, we have various objects. So generally we read three objects. We have the account, opportunity, and the lead object. And uh, another flexible thing is the fields to match, so that we allow it to be flexible based on the customer's preference. So which fields they want for an account, for the deduplication, whether it's just the account domain or it's account name. So you could select multiple options here. In general, we go with account name, domain, city, state, and country. So if all five are present, we consider that as a unique account. But
Mhm.
based on customer's preference, it could be just the account domain as well.
Good.
Next, then all the field mappings, you'll map, say with Kwanzoo, you'll map your Salesforce fields, same for opportunity and lead as well. Once the mappings are done, then it's very straightforward. We just have the leads delivery section, and so here is the Salesforce. We just connect to Salesforce, set up the frequency, and that's it. And the leads will start flowing automatically into Salesforce. One more thing is we also read some of this data. So when you view the signals hub here in Kwanzoo, so if some of the leads are already present, so we'll show it here, or accounts are already present. So for example, on this account, so you'll see that this account is already present in your Salesforce instance. And it's a deal as well. So you already know that this person is showing on the website, but it's present in your Salesforce already as an opportunity or a deal. And same for the work email. If some email is already present in your lead object, we'll show it up here with a Salesforce icon.
Mhm.
So it gives a
Interesting.
complete view to the user that which of these leads are already in their Salesforce and plus which are net new leads, so that they can action these leads accordingly.
Got it. And what did you want to show next from here?
We can talk about the buying group expansion next.
Sure.
So we have a AI playmaker where it's all AI based, and we can create multiple segments. Say consider this one. So we have all the leads lying in the signals hub, and now we want to create a campaign. So we can just start with a simple English language prompt saying which you want to target, which professional, say sales and marketing people, and who have visited at least one high value page. So based on this, it will automatically filter out the leads and segment them. And whatever new leads are also uncovered, say in upcoming days, they will automatically get added into this segment. Now, along
No,
with
that
these
sorry, Rabia, that would be if the segment is set up as a dynamic segment.
dynamic
Is that right?
segment, yes, correct. So we can set it up as dynamic. If it is static, it will just fetch the current data that's there, and nothing new will be added. But
Yeah.
if it's a dynamic, any net new leads which are coming up, it will show up in the segment as well.
Right.
Next, we could enable the buying group expansion here and upload the list of your title keywords. So it could be, say, um, operations, or you know, uh, chief financial officer, CEO, VP operations, anything which relates to the titles that you are interested in. So you'll just need to upload a CSV of those titles and select a limit of, say, 10 contacts per account you will want, and just set it up. And then whatever leads are coming into this segment which match this criteria, we'll pick up those accounts and run buying group expansion on that. So you'll get 10 more, along with one lead, you will also get 10 more contacts from the same account, so that you reach out to the entire buying group, uh, which will be more impactful rather than reaching out to just one contact.
Right, and the beauty of this, Rabia, is that we could start with a lead, a person, an actual website warm lead, a person who visited the site, and expand to the entire buying group.
Yes.
at that account. Or the other way is we know the account that has
About.
visited the site, and then you can do
Yes.
the buying group expansion from the account.
Yes. So this is pretty unique and it's not offered by any of the traditional ABM tools because they start with the accounts. So we already have the lead and already have a person who has shown up on the website. Now we'll
Right,
just reach out to all the relevant personas in that companies. So that
right.
will be helpful.
Got it, got it. So I think then, well, Rabia, maybe we can move the discussion now to what I think would be interesting is, so you have your signals hub, you have your segments. The next step is how can I automate the outbound messaging? A sequence of sales emails, a sequence of LinkedIn messages, sequence of voice scripts. Can we talk about what are the different ways customers are currently doing this? I know you have a few slides too. Maybe you can bring those up and then we can kind of talk through those, right?
Yeah.
Um, for example, I think of it this way. We've seen some customers who are basically taking our leads and funneling it into HubSpot, and then they have sequences that they set up in HubSpot. We have some customers who basically are writing through webhooks into sales engagement tools, be it an outreach or similar, right? And then have the outbound sequences there. We also have customers writing the data, all the signal data into Clay, and then writing multi-touch sequences in Clay, right? Letting the AI
Yes.
personalization happen there. And finally, we have customers who basically use webhooks and write the data out into NA10. And then from NA10, they're then flowing it into Octave and tools like that, much more modern personalization engines that you can have 16 different personas. You can have lots of use cases, lots of case studies, and then it basically maps the person based on their title and title keywords into the proper message sequences. So, do you want to elaborate on this a little bit in terms of these different options and what are we seeing lately, Rabia? Because I know you've been talking to a bunch of customers around this.
Sure. So yes, so with Kwanzoo, AI Playmaker, and these other workflow automation tools, I think we are able to create an entire end-to-end automation and end-to-end workflow. So we'll start with, say, we start receiving the leads in the Signals Hub, and then we create small segments based on our, campaign criterias. We create different rules and we set up, say, 2 or 3 different campaigns automatically as the leads flow they'll start populating the segment. Then we'll obviously do the buying group expansion and we can expand that segment as well. Next we set up the delivery part, and you can either write it into Clay or you could create a webhook and you can write it into NA10. So once you write it in Clay, let's take the example of Clay. Now these leads are into smaller segments and they have been written into Clay. And since it's a one segment and you know what campaign it's all about, you can now personalize your messages in Clay. You can create various email sequences, and then from Clay you can automatically link it to other sales outreach tools, say Instantly or sales outreach and so on. So now you have the entire end-to-end flow. You'll get the leads, you'll segment it, it's already enriched. You write it into Clay, then you have the email sequences in Clay set up there based on the campaign, and then automatically that lead along with the message, it will get written into the um, email campaign tools, say Instantly and so on, and that campaign will get live. So from SDRs or marketing teams, no intervention is required. It will automatically flow and the campaign will be up and running. The same goes for NA10. So you can create a webhook URL and then write the leads in NA10. Now, and in NA10 as well, you can create workflows and you can link it to other tools. And again, the same automation will work there as well. So it's very powerful because we are able to create a entire end-to-end setup, and starting from the leads that are coming in flowing, and plus adding them into the appropriate campaigns, we are able to do that using this entire AI Playmaker and um, workflow automation tools. So and then as well as the buying group expansion, that will also help here along the way, because you can add more contacts which are relevant personas, and then you can include that in the campaigns as well, not just the leads, but buying group expansion contacts as well.
Got it. So let me, Rabia, just put up the one slide I think you put together, which kind of sums this whole thing up. So I think people may find this interesting. Okay. This one here is where you've talked about workflows, why workflows are important, right? What people need to be able to do. Um, did you want to? I'm just trying to share my screen. One second. Uh, over here, is it coming through? Yeah.
Yes.
So what I was trying to explain here, Rabia, based on the material put together, is there are multiple ways you can do workflows. What we've seen, as you can see here, is NE10, Clay, or HubSpot as different options.
Right.
And then further down, we've seen this kind of a workflow architecture, right? So,
Mhm.
so the signals are all captured in the Signals Hub. They're processed, and then you have segments that are created right there. As I said, the mid-market companies then, of course, have the signals flowing into another hub, that prospect intelligence hub, and the
Mhm.
segment building happens over there. But you have buying group expansion that our side, and then funnel it and flow it wherever is needed. And then step four is the whole multi-channel delivery step, is where I think what you're calling out is, okay, there's many options, right?
Right.
We have seen, for example, agency partners and we have some, kind of signal-based outbound, intent-based outbound agency partners. They seem to be preferring tools like NA10 and so forth, mainly for cost and much more being a lot more cost effective, right? Now, on the other hand, we have seen some of our clients that use Kwanzoo with Clay, and then of course they try to leverage our signals for everything we give them, highly curated, pre-built, ready to go signals and intent data, and then they supplement that with specific data that you can uniquely get in Clay, for example, techno data or some role change signals or something like that.
Right.
So I think that pretty much sums it up. So if we were to recap what we have built and what is new with the latest product release of Kwanzoo, well, if you want to sum it up, Rabi, I think these are the three main things we've kind of um, built, and it kind of call it closes the gap between signal-based tech and ABM tech, and we have customers ready to move. So if you want to sum it up.
Sure. So yes, the first one is a Salesforce integration. So we do have the bidirectional data flow. Like we can read the leads, contacts, and we can also write the data back into Salesforce, so that
Mhm.
the SDRs, they'll get complete visibility into the leads and accounts, whatever is being whoever is showing new signals. Then we have the AI powered buying groups. So it will instantly build high value contact list, and no manual intervention is required. We just need title keywords list, and based on the leads that are being uncovered or the accounts, it will automatically add to the buying group, so that they can also be reached for multiple campaigns. And third is the workflow automation. Starting from capturing the signals to the campaign launch, everything is fully automated with the help of workflow automation tools, N8N, Clay, HubSpot, and all. And it can really help drive the campaigns really faster, rather than the manual effort and all.
Yeah, and for the folks listening, we of course didn't get a chance to talk about contact monitoring, right? With across all these websites based on topics of interest. We had also got something new coming up, hopefully soon, around social monitoring, right? Post likes, comments, etc. The bottom line is this technology is moving fast. It's mature. It's very mature, solid, ready to go. And I think then we pretty much should sum it up, Rabia, and hopefully we can talk about how people can get in touch with us. Let me put up that slide, and we can wrap up the call for today. So, folks, if you want to get in touch with us, please reach out. you can find me on LinkedIn. You can email me. Of course, you can also reach Raabia. She's also on LinkedIn. Happy to kind of walk you all through the latest, greatest capabilities of the Kwanzaa Signals Hub, specific use cases around how customers are deploying it, whether it's in the SMB, tech stack, whether it's in the mid-market, larger enterprise tech stack, and happy to share our learnings around how AI is completely transforming the modern go-to-market tech stack. Thank you.